Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Liverpool player ratings, winners and losers versus Everton as Ryan Gravenberch, and three more excellent. Liverpool won the 247th Merseyside derby against Everton, not needing a late winner to get over the line for the first time this season. Ryan Gravenberch opened the scoring, with a lovely finish into the corner after he was played in by Mohamed Salah, and the Dutchman's exceptional start to the new season continued from there as he set up Hugo Ekitike for the second. This time, there was no squandering of a 2-0 advantage for Liverpool, as happened just 3 days ago against Atletico Madrid. Idrissa Gana Gueye slammed a shot past Alisson Becker early in the second half, but the visitors struggled to muster much beyond that. Winners. There is little more than you can say about Gravenberch at this point. In the first half, he got himself a goal and an assist while running the game from the center of the field. The Dutchman is a real star, and he is in such a confident mood right now. Ekitike, too, was another who looked like he was right in the groove. Both players just glided across the field, showing such a level of technique that they comfortably won their battles. They were the pair that stood out the most. Losers. No one individually was poor from either side, but in trying to control the game and take the sting out of it at 2-0, Liverpool allowed things to drift a little and the crowd, at times, was frustrated. There is a fine balance to be struck in scenarios like these, and Liverpool found that out the hard way against Atletico Madrid. This time, it was able to hold on. Liverpool fans demand Arne Slot makes big lineup change after Everton clash. Liverpool fans have called on manager Arne Slot to make a brutal call about his lineup following the 2-1 win in the Merseyside derby. On Saturday afternoon, reigning Premier League champions, Liverpool played one of the most highly anticipated matches of the season as they welcomed local rivals Everton to Anfield. As was the case in their Champions League clash with Atletico Madrid earlier in the week, the hosts quickly established a 2-goal lead thanks to goals from Ryan Gravenberch and Hugo Ekitike. But Everton didn't allow their rivals to relax as an impressive finish from Idrissa Gueye shortly after halftime, leading to a tense second half. However, despite their side holding on to claim what is now their 6th successive win of the season, Liverpool fans are not happy with one-star player and have called for Slot to take him out of the starting lineup. Following the long-awaited debut of club record signing Alexander Isak midweek, all eyes were on Liverpool's team sheet ahead of kickoff as fans were eager to see what attacking options would start the match. With Isak still working his way back up to full fitness, Slot decided to name his familiar front three of Cody Gakpo, Ekitike, and Mohamed Salah. But after watching Gakpo's performance against Everton, some Liverpool fans have taken to social media to call on Slot to take the Dutchman out of future lineups in order to facilitate a XI with both Ekitike and Isak in it. Posting on X, one fan wrote, "We need to find a way off playing both Hugo and Isak. Gakpo not fluid enough in the way we're playing now," while another claimed, "Cody Gakpo is clearly the weakest link in this powerful Liverpool. When Isak is in form and seeing Ekitike's level, the Frenchman has to play on the wing with Gakpo on the bench." And another frustrated fan simply added, "Gakpo, I'm trying, brother." "I'm trying so hard." Speaking ahead of the match, Slot himself admitted that he has considered taking Gakpo out of the lineup on some occasions in order to allow both of his new star forwards to start. He said, "I consider playing both together because you consider many things. If both are in the best form of their life, you consider it, but it is also clear we have a 4-3-3 structure, and in the end phase we have played with 2 number 9s. Hugo can play off the left. It's a good thing about our squad. We have multiple options, and if some aren't fit, we can use them in a 4-4-2. That depends on form and fitness." Richard Keys Sparks. Debate with Florian Wirtz, Merseyside theory, Richard. Keys shared a fascinating theory on Florian Wirtz after he was dropped from the starting 18 for the Merseyside Darby Wirtz has started Liverpool's previous 4 Premier League matches, following his $116 million transfer this summer. But the 22-year-old has struggled to adapt to life in England, having excelled in Germany's top flight with Bayer Leverkusen. He has been largely ineffective in games against Newcastle United and Arsenal, having played from the start against Atletico Madrid in midweek. Arne Slot dropped the German playmaker for Saturday's clash against cross-city rivals Everton. Naturally, Slot's decision to drop Wirtz was the league fixture's main talking point ahead of kickoff. On beIN Sports, Keys discussed his Liverpool form and proposed a theory to Jason McAteer and Andy Gray. He asked, "What does it tell us that Wirtz is not selected today?" McAteer suggested Slot's selection was based on the challenge of David Moyes' Everton. Interrupting the ex-Liverpool midfielder, Keys said, "Does that mean Wirtz, doesn't have the tools that are required to play in the hurly-burly of the Premier League when games matter?" He later added, "Is this based, do you think, on the fact he has been anonymous and barely got a kick against Arsenal? And this will be the same sort of game." Arne Slot explains why he dropped Florian Wirtz. Slot spoke to TNT Sports before kickoff and seemed to suggest the hectic schedule as to why he named Wirtz on the bench, alongside Alexander Isak, who made his debut against Atletico on Wednesday. The same thinking as McAllister on the bench against Atletico. Like I said, it's 3 games in 7 days, not in 8 days. This is Sunday, Wednesday, then Saturday. This is one of the most intense games that we have to play, so we try to manage it during Burnley and Atletico, he explained. For today, I think Szoboszlai, who played both of those games as well, is more used to the intensity of the Premier League and this program than Florian is coming from Germany. So it's only to do with so many games in limited time. I think he will feature, but not from the start. Wirtz will likely remain on the bench for Liverpool's Carabao Cup tie against Southampton next Tuesday, but he will be aiming to return to the team when the Reds face Crystal Palace on September 27th. Top class. Liverpool star warned after Everton win as 69mm teammate, getting better and better. Major Liverpool summer signing has been warned that his place in Arne Slot's starting lineup is under threat after the win against Everton at Anfield in the Merseyside derby. As his main rival is getting better and better, Liverpool maintained their 100% record in the Premier League this season with a 2-1 victory over Everton on Saturday afternoon. The defending champions have now won all 5 of their league games so far this campaign and also beat Atletico Madrid at Anfield in the Champions League on Wednesday evening. Alexander Isak started for Liverpool against Atletico in midweek, but the summer signing from Newcastle United failed to score and was replaced by Hugo Ekitike. It was Isak's debut for the Reds, and his failure to score led manager Arne Slot to decide to start Ekitike against Everton in the Merseyside derby instead. The $69 million, 79.1 93 signing from Eintracht Frankfurt scored in the 29th minute when he slotted home from close range with a deft shot after receiving Ryan Gravenberch's pass on the half-turn. It was Ekitike's 3rd goal for Liverpool this season, and former Anfield striker Peter Crouch believes that Isak will be worried about his place in the team, even though the Sweden international did replace the Frenchman midway through the second half. Crouch said on TNT Sports at halftime, 1:25 p.m., September 20th, 2025. "I suppose if you are Isak on the bench here, watching Ekitike's performance, I know how I will be feeling. Listen, Isak will come and he will play games. He is a top-class player. But Ekitike, fantastic to have 2 players of that caliber. Hugo Ekitike getting better and better for Liverpool." Former Liverpool defender Stephen Warnock was also impressed with Ekitike's goal and noted his improvement since his move to Anfield. Ekitike failed to make a huge impact at Paris Saint-Germain, but the 23-year-old striker developed into a goal machine during his time at Frankfurt, scoring 26 goals and giving 14 assists in 64 matches in all competitions for the German outfit. Warnock told BBC Radio 5, "Live when Ekitike scored in the first half. Hugo Ekitike is just getting better and better. When he gets on the ball, he is a danger. and he has been so impressive in his short time at Liverpool. It's a really smart finish. Quick touch and he passes it into the bottom corner. Jordan Pickford doesn't stand a chance of getting anywhere near it, and Liverpool look very comfortable. Liverpool's first half power sees off determined. Everton in Derby, 5 talking points. Liverpool made it 5 from 5 in their Premier League title defense as the Reds held off a determined Everton to win the Merseyside derby at a wet Anfield. The Reds dominated the early exchanges and opened the scoring with a superb finish from Ryan Gravenberch, following Mo Salah's lofted pass, before the impressive Gravenberch turned provider when he teed up Hugo Ekitike for a well-taken second before the half-hour mark. The hosts then allowed their near neighbors back into it, though, and after impressive work from Jack Grealish, Iliman Ndiaye teed up Idrissa Gueye to fire home. Liverpool would hold on, though, ensuring they beat their rivals at Anfield for the 5th season in a row. Here are the game's main talking points. Ryan Gravenberch is adding goals now. Goals were the one thing missing from Gravenberch's superb campaign last season, but now the Dutchman is adding them, then he really is becoming the complete midfielder. After his bolt from the blue at Newcastle came this spectacular Derby Day strike which opened the scoring in the grandest manner. Gravenberch was alert to Salah's superb pass, and the acrobatic nature of his finish took the breath away. He's such an athletic, almost balletic figure, and he's arguably Liverpool's most important player. Hugo Ekitike was never going to sulk. Since the lineup for the Atletico Madrid game was announced and had Alexander Isak's name in it, there has been plenty of attention on Ekitike. The Frenchman was, we were told, supposed to be livid about the arrival of the club record signing. But if he was, he's got a funny way of showing it. To the backdrop of his catchy chant, as Reds supporters continue to back him, Ekitike has worked his red socks off since arriving at the club, and this was already a 4th goal for his new club. Never mind Isak, there is a real talent here. Jack Grealish is Everton's superb outlet. Everton grew into the first half the longer it went on, and Jack Grealish would be key to absolutely everything they did going forward. Under near-constant surveillance from Connor Bradley, Grealish would welcome every pass sent in his direction. As well as his quality, though, his frustration was also evident. Grealish would repeatedly seek more protection from referee Darren England following the challenges from Bradley, but crucially, he kept on getting up and going again. This helped set the tone for the Blues, and they deserved their way back into the game. Liverpool's wobble lets Everton in. Yet again, Liverpool went 2-0 up, only to see their standards drop, and Everton were full value for the goal that got them back into the game from Gueye, which of course Grealish had a huge hand in. It was another case of Liverpool knocking off. But credit, too, must be given to an Everton side who seemed to have a new belief from recent visits to Anfield. They felt they could get something from the game, and their response was impressive. 5 from 5 for the unconvincing champions. Another game, another win for Liverpool, and 90-minute performance levels remain a concern. It really is impossible to overstate the importance of the 3 points even this early in the season. With Arsenal and Manchester City playing each other tomorrow, one of those two will drop points. And if Liverpool can stretch ahead while they aren't playing well, then it looks ominous for everyone else. They'll surely hit their straps eventually. Liverpool told huge summer signing doesn't have the tools for the Prem after Everton's snub. Former Sky Sports presenter Richard Keys has questioned whether Liverpool, summer signing Florian Wirtz, has the tools to succeed in the Premier League. The Germany international was dropped from Arne Slot's starting for the Merseyside derby against Everton, with his fellow big-money signing Alexander Isak also on the bench. Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis Mac Allister started against the Toffees with Dominic Szoboszlai, the furthest forward midfielder, as Slot also put his faith in Hugo Ekitike up front. Wirtz, who came off the bench against Everton on 61 minutes, is yet to contribute a goal or assist in 6 matches in all competitions for Liverpool this season, after costing the club an initial 100 meters with Bayer Leverkusen, receiving a further 16 meters if the Reds win the Premier League or Champions 4 times. While the 22-year-old is at the club, with 3 matches in the space of 3 days for Liverpool. The logical conclusion would be that Wirtz was left out over fitness or for a tactical reason, but Keys has suggested that Wirtz wasn't selected over his failure to adapt to the Premier League. Keys said on beIN Sports, "What does it tell us that Wirtz is not selected today?" Former Liverpool fullback Jason McAteer thinks Slot probably left him out to combat David Moyes' Everton side, but Keys interrupted him and asked, "Does that mean Wirtz, doesn't have the tools that are required to play in the hurly-burly of the Premier League when games matter?" Before Keys later added, "Is this based, do you think, on the fact he has been anonymous and barely got a kick against Arsenal? And this will be the same sort of game." Slot explained the decision to leave out Wirtz and Isak. He said, "The same thinking as Mac Allister on the bench against Atletico. Like I said, it's 3 games in 7 days, not in 8 days. This is Sunday, Wednesday, then Saturday. This is one of the most intense games that we have to play, so we try to manage it during Burnley and Atletico. For today, I think Szoboszlai, who played both of those games as well, is more used to the intensity of the Premier League and this program than Florian is coming from Germany. So it's only to do with so many games in limited time. I think he will feature, but not from the start." Ekitike scored Liverpool's second goal in the 2-1 win over Everton and ex-Liverpool. Defender Stephen Warnock reckons the France international is getting better and better. Warnock said on Ninwa Radio 5 Live, "Hugo Ekitike is just getting better and better. When he gets on the ball, he is a danger, and he has been so impressive in his short time at Liverpool. It's a really smart finish. Quick touch, and he passes it into the bottom corner. Jordan Pickford doesn't stand a chance of getting anywhere near it, and Liverpool look very comfortable." Thank you for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.